When we review and compare helmets on this channel, they're usually of the same category and price range. But today, we're going to do things a little different. You see, the helmets in front of me have one thing in common: their enormous price tag. So let's see what you can get from the most expensive helmets available today. We'll go through them from, well, cheapest to most expensive helmet. And by the way, we won't be taking limited editions into account, as they have nothing to do with the performance of their base model. We start our list with the Klim Krios Pro, with a recommended retail price of 860 euros. And this helmet has become very popular among adventure and off-road riders alike. And this is one of the reasons why Klim is so highly regarded in this category of gear. This helmet was able to solve some problems that were unique to the adventure category. You see, adventure helmets are generally the heaviest type of helmet due to their extended peak and additional safety features. Adventure helmets are designed to be worn in environments with a higher safety risk compared to plain tarmac. But still, the Krios Pro managed to be the lightest adventure helmet we've ever weighed, and it's even in our top 10 lightest helmets. Now, the low weight is a result of unconventional design choices, namely their colloid EPS liner and hand-laid carbon fiber outer shell. This makes the Krios Pro remarkably light, while not compromising on safety at all. And it doesn't stop there, it's also one of the quietest helmets we've measured, and has excellent ventilation to the chin and on top. While the helmet may be expensive, you do get an innovative helmet that excels on every front. It's loved by many adventure and off-road riders, an excellent luxury choice if you have the money to spare. But before we continue, check out our website and our social media platforms. You can find the link in the description down below. And don't forget to subscribe. In fourth, we've got the Arai RX-7V Evo, a full-face helmet made to comply with the new ECE 2206 certification. It has a recommended retail price of around 900 euros, which is obviously expensive, but it's worth noting that Arai helmets tend to be more expensive for multiple reasons. They invest a lot in research and development, use high-quality materials, and their helmets are handmade. Now, let's see what the RX-7V Evo can do. Within this helmet, there's no lack of attention to detail. The ventilation and the spoiler can be adjusted in many different positions, but it does require you to test multiple variations to know which one you like the best. The padding inside has removable layers that allow you to shape the inside exactly to your liking. This helmet, like many other Arai helmets, is known for its ventilation. I briefly mentioned the adjustability, but with every vent open, it's more than able to cool your face. So in short, this helmet is fitted with every feature you'd expect from a high-end helmet, with superior customizability and ventilation. Perfect for riders who know exactly what they want. And last but not least, Arai is known to offer you the best safety you can find today. Alright, in third place we've got the Shark Racer Pro GP, with a recommended retail price of exactly 1000 euros. This is another full-face helmet from Shark, who aren't exactly known for making the most expensive helmets. But they seem to have went all out with this GP model, purely designed for the track. This helmet model with its huge spoiler is commonly worn by Johan Zarco at MotoGP. He also wore this as he set the world speed record in Qatar. It's designed to keep you cool in the most intense track environments with lots of air intakes and aerodynamic features. And I have to mention that the first versions of this model were not 2206 certified, but the newer versions came with 06 in the name, so that does carry the new certification. This helmet is specifically designed for high performance racing, and it's been tested in both wind tunnel and computer simulations, making sure that every detail of the helmet helps you excel on track. But many of these tiny nuances can go unnoticed if you're planning to use it for traditional road riding. In second place, we find the classic AGV Pista GP RR, another full-face helmet that's also designed to be used on track. And this helmet was last worn by the GOAT of MotoGP, Valentino Rossi, and it's one of the first helmets that's fully made of carbon with an absolute focus on racing. And it has countless of iconic color variations, and many riders consider it to be one of the most beautiful helmets available. But that's subjective, of course. Let's go back and see how it performed in our test. When we look back at the test data, the results are pretty mediocre. Apart from its beautiful and fully carbon outer shell, the comfort, the weight, the features, the ventilation are all kind of mediocre and lackluster. So it's really up to you to decide if you want to put this type of money down for one of the more beautiful helmets available right now. Okay, let's be honest here for a second. This helmet starts at a recommended retail price of 1350 euros and goes all the way up to 1800 euros for a limited edition. For a humble 1350 euros, you can call yourself a proud Pista GP RR owner. And although this helmet was introduced more than 10 years ago, the sleek looking Italian design is still amongst the best looking helmets available today. But only if you have deep pockets. Our most expensive modular helmet is the updated carbon version of the popular Schuberth C5, and it starts at a wallet-breaking 1500 euros. It's more than double the cost of the original C5, So what's new exactly? What kind of innovations have been put into this helmet, apart from the shell being carbon fiber? The answer is kind of disappointing. Even if you look at their own marketing, they spend a good portion of the promotion talking about how each model is handmade and one person, one shell. But what do I gain with this production policy? Is it supposed to be better than the usual production process for normal C5s, which is sold for half the price, by the way? So other than the carbon shell, there's really nothing new about this helmet. They claim to have updated the ventilation system, which might be true, but it still looks identical to the original C5. And also they claim to have the quietest helmet in the industry in terms of sound inside the helmet, specifically 85 decibels at 100 km an hour on a naked bike, which is the exact same claim they made for the original C5. So no jaw-dropping innovations there either. Now the original C5 is very quiet, but according to our test, there are quieter modular helmets out there, and it didn't improve on the sound isolation at all. So the only thing that's new is an updated but identical looking ventilation system and the carbon shell, and that's really it. Don't get me wrong, the carbon shell does reduce weight significantly, but there are even better alternatives if you're looking for an extreme lightweight modular helmet. It's hard to justify the price with the performance of this helmet, but hey, it does look nice. Now I don't think Schuberth really concerned themselves with the price and performance of other helmets. They set out to make their ultimate version of the C5 for die-hard fans of the brand to enjoy, and that's what they did. Now do yourself a favor and get the ordinary C5 for half the price and pretty much the same benefits. We can't end a video about the most expensive helmets without talking about the Arai RX-7X RC or Racing Carbon. This is the single most expensive helmet available today, and it's priced around 3,300 euros, and that's more than double compared to the C5 Carbon. I know what you're thinking, what on earth am I paying for with that insane price tag? Well, I'll try to explain. First off, when you start reading about this helmet, you'll notice that the sentence painstakingly handmade comes up a bunch of times. And if you've been paying attention so far, you should start dreading this sentence, as it usually means the production costs are significantly higher without resulting in a tangible benefit. In this case, it really does, however. This single helmet took around 40 man-hours to construct, and it's 150 grams lighter than its little brother that we mentioned earlier. Its carbon shell is different from other carbon helmets because it's made from compounds that are used by Boeing in the aeronautical industry and by Arai in Formula 1. Now this helmet is a direct result from Arai's F1 technology, where they have been constructing the world's safest helmets for a very long time now. Aside from that, Arai's lengthy research and development process resulted in a very nuanced shell that has reinforcements just above the eyebrows, and this reinforced belt compensates for the visor opening to maximize protection, making this one of the few Snell certified helmets. Additionally, the ventilation channels on top of the helmet will come off in the event of a crash. Thanks to its round shell shape, Arai follows the philosophy where it tries to glance off impact rather than try to distribute it across its shell. Having such an unwavering dedication to safety is what makes Arai stand out from other brands. And in return, you'll get the strongest carbon helmet available today. Or probably the strongest helmet in general for that matter. And yes, the price is quite unaffordable, but so is the carbon frame on the new BMW S1000RR. Now this bike also comes with a price tag of 80,000 euros, and things like that are only meant for those blessed with very deep pockets. Alright, that's all for today. I think it's clear that paying for money for a helmet doesn't always mean better results in terms of comfort, convenience and performance. Instead, the reason behind a sky-high price tag isn't always directly clear. I hope this video helped inform you of the nuances in the motorcycle helmet business. All of these helmets are available on championhelmets.com with the lowest price guaranteed and sharp discount bundle. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, ride safe, and until next time.